The Lopes return to GCU Arena to host the Seattle University Redhawks after sweeping their two-game opening WAC play road trip. Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the GCU Arena. I'm Kyle Borg, alongside Jack O'Hara. And Jack, like I just said, the Lopes, very successful road trip.
Yeah, the Lopes continue to look strong in the road trip in Chicago and then Kansas City this past week, taking care of business in a quick manner. Melody Horton led the charge offensively on Thursday in Chicago. 10 kills from the Lopes senior, and of course, Kyra Moss coming off her best performance to date on Friday. 18 kills, 6 blocks. Look for Tim Nolan's squad to use the same weapons in their arsenal tonight, with Melody Horton and Kyra Moss leading the offense, with help from Jenny Murillo. You mentioned Claire Mitchell off to a hot start this season as the freshman. Annabelle Kubinski as well, as they look to not only continue on their path to success this season, but they're overall impressive, 12-2 coming into this one, but look to continue playing well in conference play against Seattle tonight at home.
Well, the Lopes are just 1-11 all-time against the Seattle University Redhawks, and they have never won here at home in Phoenix. They're looking to do that tonight. Let's see how they can do that tonight with tonight's Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game.
Well, Kyle, we've mentioned how well the Lopes have been playing, chilling on cloud 9. This is exactly what Tim Nolan's squad is doing at the moment. A dream start to their season, 12 wins, 2 losses. They're 5-1 here in Phoenix, looking to take advantage of a Seattle team still looking for their first conference win. They're 0-2. Dominate, expose, repeat. The Lopes have continued to play well this season because of their ability to dominate on offense early, exposing their opponent's weaknesses and pouncing on them early, and slay the dragon. You just mentioned it, Kyle. The Lopes 1-11 lifetime against Seattle U, looking to continue their strong play while also slaying a personal demon of theirs in front of a packed house. It is free admission tonight in anticipation to Jurassic University tomorrow night. Got a little excited, Kyle, there, almost got carried away, but Jurassic University tomorrow night for Midnight Madness. Should be a packed house here tonight.
Well, it's going to be a packed house. Everybody's camping outside. So right now, they're all making their way inside the GCU Arena right before Jurassic University, like you mentioned, Jack. And the Redhawks coming to this one 9-7 on the season, 0-2 in WAC play after dropping their first 2, both at home up in Seattle to New Mexico State and the Vaqueros of UTRGV. The Lopes come into this one at 12-2 and 2-0 in conference play, like we just mentioned. And now we'll go ahead and send you down to the floor for prayer, national anthem, and the starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the beautiful GCU Arena for tonight's Western Athletic Conference women's volleyball matchup between the Redhawks of Seattle University and your Grand Canyon University Antelopes. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you all please rise if you are able. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we begin this evening's competition with the word of prayer. Tonight's prayer is led by Tanner Bach, a GCU senior and Havoc's president. He's majoring in sports management.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this beautiful day. I thank you for the opportunity to come out here and watch some volleyball. Lord, I pray you will be with the athletes tonight, keep them safe and injury-free. I pray for the coaches, the officials, and the students, God, that we will honor you in everything that we say and do. We need you, we love you. In his name I pray, amen.
Thank you, Tanner. Fans, please remain standing as we now honor America with a playing of the national anthem. The Star-Spangled Banner will be performed this evening by our very own Thundering Herd Pep Band under the direction of the Professor, Dr. Paul Cook, and tonight his student associate, Vanessa Smith. Thank you. And now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest. First of all, for the Seattle University Red Hawks. The setter is a sophomore from Hilo, Hawaii, number 5, Kylie Kurakawa. The libero is a junior from Belgrade, Serbia, number 9, Tijana Milojevic. An outside hitter, a junior from Minneapolis, Minnesota, number 10, Rachel Stark. An outside hitter, a sophomore from San Marino, California, number 12, Sofia Sanchez. A middle blocker, a sophomore from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, number 14, Julia Quiros. A middle blocker, a freshman from Portland, Oregon, number 17, Lauren McCabe. And an outside hitter, a sophomore from Wellington, Florida, number 18, Eve Kirschenbaum. The Red Hawks are 9-7 on the season, 0-2 in Western Athletic Conference play. They're led by head coach James Finley. Assistant coaches Cherie Lindsay and Giedri Tarnashkate.
Director of Volleyball Operations from the pride of Mount Point High School, Kendall Roar.
And as the starting lineups wrap up here inside the GCU Arena, the lights come back on as the Havocs right behind us cheering on the Lopes. And now a little recap for you. First for the Seattle University Red Hawks, it will be number 5, Kaylee Kuraukoa, excuse me. Number 9, Tijana Mijovic. I cannot talk today, apparently. I am so sorry. Number 10, Rachel Stark. Number 12, Sofia Sanchez. Number 14, Julia Quiros. Number 17, Lauren McCabe. And number 18, Eve Kirschenbaum. And again, the Red Hawks are 9-7 on the season. And for the Lopes, it is number 2, Claire Mitchell, number 3, Tegan DeFalco, number 7, Annabelle Kubinski, number 9, Emma Ahern, number 11, Melody Horton, number 15, Jenny Murillo, and in the middle, number 16, Kyra Moss. And Jack, we talked about Kyra Moss a little bit in the opening, coming off a fantastic game on Monday at UMKC.
Not just fantastic, Kyle, a career performance, 18 kills, 6 blocks against the Roos on Thursday night in Kansas City. We got the chance to talk to Coach Nolan before the game. Says she's really evolved as a player since the start of the season, back in August when practice started. So looking for more here tonight from Kyra Moss. And you mentioned the 1-11 lifetime record. We talked to Coach Nolan about that too. Asked him what gives when it comes to that overall record against Seattle. He says, I was not here for all 12 games. He was here for the one win. However, the Lopes have the advantage tonight being at home, and given that Seattle's off to a rough start in WAC play, 0-2, Lopes looking to turn around the advantage tonight as they look to continue their winning streak.
And a 4-game win streak on the line right now as Melody Horton gets us underway, and they will start with Seattle getting the first point of the match, as that one is just out past the outstretched arm of Tegan DeFalco, and Seattle takes a 1-0 lead to start us off here in set number 1. This will be number 18, Eve Kirschenbaum, to serve. That's right at DeFalco, and now Melody Horton will go outside for Jenny Murillo looking to get started. And Murillo will have an attack error as that's off of the antenna, and it's 2-0 Seattle. So the last time these two teams were here at GCU Arena, it was a 3-1 loss for the Lopes, as Seattle took that one in 4 sets. And now the Lopes get another attack going for Murillo again. That one's gonna get off the top of the block, and now Seattle starts off, and that one's right at Emma Ahern. Mitchell gonna go for the back row, Melody Horton. That one will get off of Mitchell's hands in a diving effort, saved by Horton, and now DeFalco outside, Jenny Murillo. That's gonna fall. Jenny Murillo gets the Lopes on the board, and now the Lopes cut the lead in half. It's 2-1 as Tegan DeFalco, the now all-time leading service ace leader for GCU. She has 58 on her career, including 16 already on the season. She leads the team. And the last time the Lopes beat Seattle was on October 26th of 2017 up in Washington. So now Mitchell looking to go with a quick stuff. She'll go with it again. That's gonna fall. Claire Mitchell ties the game up at 2. And now the Lopes back in it, and so are the Havocs.
Well, Claire Mitchell benefiting from a little miscommunication from Sophia Sanchez and Kaylee Karakawa, as the Lopes looking to turn around their chances here. We mentioned not off to a great start in this one. We'll see if they can turn the tables.
That one right off of Horton's shoulders and now kept up and pushed over by Ahern, and now the Lopes have to defend again, and Mitchell's gonna go for Jenny Murillo. It's dug out well. Good job from the Redhawks defense there, but Annabelle Kubinski will put it away, and the Lopes have their first lead of the night. It's 3-2.
Well, Colby Lane for Seattle is playing just to the right of that one. Annabelle saw the opening down the middle, and she did not hesitate picking up her first kill tonight. And just like that, the Lopes off to a slow start, 2-0 deficit, but now up 3-2, looking to go on a run.
And Seattle's gonna answer right back and end the 3-0 GCU run, as we are now knotted up at 3 as Sophia Sanchez goes back to serve, or Redhawks almost out of order there. It will not be Sanchez. Instead, it'll be number 17, Lauren McCabe, to be the server for Seattle. Mitchell gonna go for Kubinski again. It's blocked, and DeFalco couldn't quite get down in time to dig it out, and Seattle retakes the lead now.
Well, once again, Annabelle Kubinski not holding anything back on that potential kill. But right there was Rachel Stark, the sophomore for Seattle, with the block to put them in front.
Mitchell for Murillo one more time. She goes with a sneaky touch. Jenny Murillo gets the Lopes knotted back up at 4 and gets kill number 2. And now Sarah Haggie's gonna come into the front row for Emma Ahern, as the setter Claire Mitchell, the fabulous freshman, will go back and serve for the Lopes. And Claire Mitchell just named WAC Defensive Player of the Week for last week for her defensive efforts against Chicago State and UMKC, but that one will go off the hands of the Lopes block, and Seattle gets it back. It's 5-4. This time it's Sophia Sanchez to serve it for Seattle, but it's out of play, and that's our first service error of the game. And the Lopes are tied back up at 5 as KJ Adams comes in the game. She will serve it away for GCU.
Well, we talked about dominating and exposing early on in this one. First service error of the night for Seattle. Lopes looking to capitalize right out of the gate here.
That one pushed outside, dug out by DeFalco. And that would be pushed by KJ Adams. That one into the middle, kept alive. Now DeFalco outside. Sarah Haggie's gonna go with the big swing. And Seattle able to start an offensive attack here. No block attempt from GCU that time as Melody Horton gets set up, and that's off of the Seattle block attempt. And now that one's gonna be floated over. Mitchell keeps it alive, and DeFalco diving right underneath the net, trying to save it, can't do it. And now Seattle back up by 1, 6-5.
Yeah, tough play there for Claire Mitchell. Tried to get enough airtime on it for Tegan DeFalco to try and rush in and make the save. Couldn't quite do it. A little back and forth seesaw action between these two clubs right now. As Rachel Stark looking for a service ace. She's going to come away with another service error. We mentioned the service errors, now 2 already for Seattle. Lopes looking to take advantage early of those mistakes.
And that's exactly what the Lopes have to do, is now that's back-to-back service errors from Seattle, and now Annabelle Kubinski will be the server for GCU as Moss is into the front row now. That one's almost gonna fall for a GCU service ace as that one's put out of play, and we're back with a GCU lead now of 7-6, and Kubinski looking to get the Lopes a little bit of separation here early on in set number 1. Jackie just talked about it, the seesaw we've had so far here in this opening set. Now this is exactly where GCU normally starts to pull away that we've seen so far from them this season, but that one will go out of play over the back line, and GCU picks up their first service error, and we're knotted back up at 7 apiece.
Yeah, both teams not really doing themselves any favors right off the bat here as Mitrovic back to serve. We'll see if either team can pull away. You just mentioned Kyle, the Lopes able to pull away right around here as Seattle takes the lead there.
So service ace for the Red Hawks as Horton and Adams had a little bit of miscommunication on the back line. That one would deflect off of Horton and in front of Adams, and now Seattle looking to get a little bit of separation of their own. Mitchell for Sarah Haggie again. That one's gonna be sent right back to the Lopes and DeFalco. Mitchell gonna go for Haggie again. She'll have to touch over the net. That's gonna fall. Sarah Haggie gets on the board. Her first kill of the night, and we're knotted back up at 8 apiece. Ahern back into the game now. She's gonna get her first look at the service game for GCU. She'll put a liner right over the net as the lights go out here at the GCU Arena as DeFalco with a nice dig on that one, and there are the lights. It's like the Super Bowl from a couple years ago, Jack. Lights going out on the Lopes.
Yeah, that was supposed to happen, right? I don't think so.
It's the Midnight Madness cues they got going already.
Well, we were a little luckier than the Super Bowl. They had to wait an hour before the lights turned back on. Now you're at GCU Arena, though. We're ready to go after about 2 seconds.
So a replay will happen, still knotted up at 8. We're gonna go for Melody Horton that time. It'll be kept alive, and now Melody Horton will get on the board. She has her first kill of the night, and the Lopes back up by 1 now. It's 9-8.
Oh, you saw Seattle right there trying their best to keep that one alive. Tiana just could not get a handle on it there. As the Lopes once again have their second lead, we'll see if they can at least try and separate themselves a little bit here.
Right in the middle, and it's blocked by Moss and Horton. And the Lopes have their biggest lead of the night. It's 10-8.
Well, we were talking about it before the game, Kyle. It's going to be Moss and Horton in this one. They led the charge during the last road trip as the Havocs with their chance here. Seattle definitely just got mossed here in Phoenix, up by 2. See if they can continue this roll.
That one's gonna be off the block again, but kept alive. Now Mitchell going for Moss as she runs into her own player. Now Moss will be called for a double touch as she tried to set that one over the net. So Seattle gets it back. It's 10-9 now. Sanchez will come back in for Seattle in the front row as they will get set to try and knot this thing back up at 10. Lopes up by 1 here. Into the middle half now of set number 1. Mitchell going for Moss. This time, that one's gonna fall right to the floor. And Kyra Moss picking up right where she left off on the road in Kansas City. She gets her first kill of the night. So back-to-back points from Kyra Moss.
Well, Kyra just fired that one straight onto the court, and of course, Kirakara just not in position, able to save that one.
That one outside off the block, and Ahern keeps it alive. Horton outside for Jenny Murillo. Murillo's blocked, but Mitchell gets it, and now DeFalco for Murillo again. That one almost gonna fall, but it's kept up, and now Seattle's got to send one over and out of bounds. GCU up by 3 now, it's 12-9.
Well, Mitrovic just did not get a solid handle on that one. You could see there at the end, deflected to the left, out of play as it goes in favor of the Lopes. Up by 3 now. We'll see once again if they can try to chip away here, up by 3.
Murillo able to pop that one up, as now DeFalco's gonna send it right back to Jenny Murillo, and it'll be off the block of the Red Hawks. Set outside, floated over top, and Ahern for Mitchell. Jenny Murillo this time, kept alive, and bounced outside now, but off of the Claire Mitchell block attempt and out of bounds. Lopes lead down to 2. Seattle gets it back as it'll be Eve Kirschenbaum.
Well, nice defense from both sides there. You can see Jenny Murillo itching to get on the scoreboard here with a couple of attempted kills there, and of course Claire Mitchell just unable to get a good handle on it. There you go, I spoke too soon.
Jenny Murillo puts the Lopes back up by 3, and it's 13-10.
Well, we just mentioned she was itching to get on the board, held nothing back on that one as she found the backside of the court, and the Lopes once again with their biggest lead, 3-point lead. Still looking to separate themselves from Seattle here.
DeFalco sets up to serve now. Pushed outside, that's gonna find the floor as DeFalco can't quite get there to dig it out, and it is now 13-11 GCU. McCabe gonna serve it again for the Red Hawks. She has 1 service error already tonight. That one's right at Horton. Mitchell outside, Jenny Murillo, she'll push it, hit the antenna, Lopes get the point. 14-11, back up by 3. Mitchell gets ready to serve now for Seattle, or for GCU, excuse me. Right to Seattle this time. And now that's off of the block by Jenny Murillo, and they're gonna set her once again. That's gonna hit the floor. Jenny Murillo puts the Lopes up by 4. And we will have a media timeout now. It's the Lopes 15, the Red Hawks 11. You're watching GCU Women's Volleyball right here on GCU TV.
GCU helps you stay focused on staying purpose-driven. They give you the tools to find what your purpose truly is. Once I got out here, I kind of had an identity crisis. Walking around campus, I saw a flyer for something called Java Jams. When I first walked onto that stage, my heart was pounding, but I was able to find myself as an artist. My name is Joseph, and I earned my Bachelor's of Arts degree at GCU.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
Back here inside the GCU arena, the Lopes have their biggest lead of the night, and the biggest lead by either side right now. It's 15-11. Lopes over the visiting Seattle Red Hawks. And Jack, the Lopes and the Red Hawks went back and forth early on here in set number 1, and now the Lopes with a little bit of separation.
Well, we mentioned the offensive play on the road trip from Kyra Moss and Melody Horton, how vital they were to the Lopes' 2-0 success against both Kansas City and Chicago. But if the Red Hawks let Jenny Murillo get hot like she has right now, 2 quick kills on the last 2 sets, it's going to be a long night for Seattle U, looking for their 12th win lifetime against the Lopes.
Murillo already up to 5 kills in this set. She has 5 of the 9 Lopes kills already, as Claire Mitchell will get us back underway for GCU. It'll just miss that back line. And now both teams with a pair of service errors, and now it's 15-12 as Sofia Sanchez goes back to serve it away for Seattle. Outside, Sarah Haggie It's gonna hit the floor. Sarah Haggy with kill number 2, and it's 16-12 now for the Lopes.
Well, like we've seen all season long, Kyle, Jenny Murillo, despite her 5 kills, leading the charge. The Lopes are doing another fantastic job so far here in the first set, distributing the ball on offense. We've seen Sarah Haggy step up, Claire Mitchell, Annabelle Kubinski. You can see KJ Adams there trying to get involved there. Comes away with the service error. But again, the Lopes still doing a nice job distributing the ball on offenses. Again, 3-point lead here, trying to chip away and trying to separate themselves from Seattle U.
So another service error for GCU. We'll give it back to Seattle, and now Rachel Stark puts it over, and that one's gonna be set up for Sarah Haggy. It's blocked. She's able to keep it alive, and now DeFalco outside, Melody Horton. And now Seattle starts an attack to the back row. Gets deflected at the net, and now Mitchell's got to set up Horton, who will float one over. And now we got a little back and forth going. KJ Adams digs it out. Mitchell keeps it alive. Adams is just gonna hit a nice one over the net, and now here comes Seattle, and it finds the back line. That one's gonna fall. And now the Lopes lead back down to 2, 16-14 now.
Well, this is exactly what the Redhawks want to see, chipping away into that Lopes lead, and the Lopes really giving them some favors on those last 2 plays. A service error from Adams, and then of course hitting that one out of bounds, and they return the favor with a service error there. So both teams kind of helping themselves out offensively here in the first set, with Jenny Murillo's hot start with her 5 kills on 12 total attacks to lead the charge for the Lopes as well.
That one's gonna hit the floor. Service ace for GCU and Alyssa Chisholm. Now the Lopes back up by 4, and there's your patented GCU service ace yes chant. Seattle gonna go outside. That one's gonna fall. Julia Caros gets kill number 2 on the night for her. Seattle cuts into it now. It's a 3-point lead for the Lopes. So a little miscommunication here as we'll wait for a call. So the Redhawks out of order there, so a violation. Lopes are gonna get a free point and get the serve back. So now 19-14 is the score. Lopes up 5. Chisholm's gonna serve it again. And that one's gonna be a line drive right over the net. That one up and blocked by the Lopes. Up again, and it's gonna be hit by Moss, who sends that one over on the dig. And now they're gonna try and get it again. Chisholm gets it to Mitchell, who's gonna go for Moss, who's gonna push it over. And now Seattle looking to get something going. Kept up there by Chisholm, but a little bit of an errant pass as DeFalco gets ready to come back in, and so does Kubinski. Or, well, Kubinski's gonna check into the back row. DeFalco in for her now. So now it's 19-15 in favor of the Lopes. And the Redhawks get ready to serve it. Once again, at a 4-point deficit for them. Looking to claw their way back into this one, and that'll help the cause for the Redhawks. So a service ace, their second of the game, and now both teams with service aces, or 2 service aces apiece for both sides. And they'll get ready to go again at 19-16. And Jack, we've seen service errors, we've seen service aces. Both teams even it up on that end of the match so far. And we talk about the service game all the time and how big of a key it really is.
Well, we talked about how the service errors have been able to benefit the Lopes offense thus far this season. You saw another one right there, both Seattle U and Grand Canyon helping each other out offensively. While both offenses have played well to this point on their own as well, both defenses looking to step up at this point in set number 1 as the Lopes look to pull away.
DeFalco another dig, and now Horton will get blocked. DeFalco keeps it up. Mitchell. Moss will have to tip it over, kept alive. Haggy up top, gonna be stuffed, and now Horton will get it off the feed from Claire Mitchell. And the Havocs looking for a touch. They're not gonna get it. So the Lopes lead down to just one. It's 19-18 here inside the GCU Arena. This is GCU Women's Volleyball right here on GCU TV.
Canyon State Credit Union, a local credit union serving the Valley for over 65 years, can assist you in buying your first home, refinancing your current home, or if you're dreaming of a retirement home. Canyon State Credit Union can provide you with a fast and affordable solution that meets your needs. Let Canyon State Credit Union run the numbers on your dream. Visit canyonstatecu.org or call 623-580-6015 for more information. Canyon State Credit Union, committed to you. We do business in accordance with the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, MLS number 410376.
Back inside the GCU Arena, it is a Lope 1-point lead. It is 19-18 and a 4-0 scoring run for the Seattle Redhawks. And Jack, Lopes had a 5-point lead at 19-14, but now it's down to just one.
Well, we talked about how great this offense has been here in the first set with some help from those Seattle service errors. Jenny Murillo leading the charge with 5 kills early on, like we mentioned. If she gets hot in this one, it's going to be a long night for Seattle, but Seattle able to tack on a few points here on their 4-0 scoring run. The Lopes not giving them any favors with a few service errors as well. As I mentioned, both teams have been able to help each other out defensively thus far. Seattle looking to even up the score as the Lopes once again looking to pull ahead late here in set number 1, looking to go up 1-0.
Mitchell for Haggy, it's gonna go straight down to the floor. Lopes back up by 2.
Well, that's something you want to see for Coach Nolan right out of the get-go here after that timeout. Sarah Haggy not holding anything back with her 3rd kill of the night, finding an opening, finding a hole as the Lopes now lead it by 2 as Ahern set to serve it over. And again, Lopes with 2 service aces and this one looking for another. They won't find it there.
That one will get by the Lopes, and now we're back down to a 1-point lead, 20-19. As we close in on the final stages of set number 1, we've had a phenomenal first set from both sides as Seattle will get ready to serve it away now. That one will be out of bounds and another service error. Seattle's 4th of the match, and the Lopes up 21-19 as Murillo will check in for KJ Adams now. And Melody Horton gets set to serve it away for the Lopes.
The Redhawks running out of time trying to clean up that messy defense to this point.
That one gets off the net, and DeFalco keeps it up, going for Murillo. Looking for kill number 6. She won't get it on that attempt. And now Mitchell for Moss in the middle. It'll be kept up and alive by the Redhawks. That one gets tipped as Eve Kirschenbaum gets on the board with her first kill of the night. And that's a little bit of a surprise as she came into this one, Jack, leading the Seattle team with 207 kills before picking up that one.
Well, just like we mentioned with Jenny Murillo, if she gets hot, it's going to be a long night for Seattle. But if Kirschenbaum gets hot, it's going to be a long night for the Lopes, trying to keep that lead like they did just right there.
That one's stuffed by Claire Mitchell at the net, and we are knotted up at 21 apiece. That one sent immediately back over to the Redhawks side, and now Jenny Murillo will get a solo block, and the Lopes retake a 1-point lead.
Once again, Seattle looking for the open hole. They found it on the right side there, not a Lope in sight, except for Jenny Murillo. Comes away with the solo block like you just mentioned. She continues to play well both offensively and defensively to this point.
DeFalco floater, sent right back to the floor, Annabelle Kubinski, and the Lopes up by 2, and that one exactly what you want to do off an errant pass, just like that one, and the DeFalco floating serve seemed to work out well there as the Redhawks down to their final 2 points here in set number 1. We'll see how this one finishes out when we come back right here on GCU TV.
When my hot water heater failed, she was pregnant, in-laws were coming, a little bit of water, it rocked our world.
I had no idea the amount of damage that water could do.
We called USAA, and they greeted me as they always do. Sergeant Baker, how are you? They were on it. It was unbelievable. Having insurance is something everyone needs, but having USAA, that's a privilege.
We're the Bakers, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
Back inside the GCU arena now on the campus of Grand Canyon University for the closing final points here of set number 1. Lopes up 23-21 over the visiting Seattle University Redhawks, as we just saw a great kill from Annabelle Kubinski.
Well, I thought this was a great timeout from Coach James Finley for Seattle, Kyle. The Lopes were en route to a big run here late. We saw the huge block from Jenny Murillo, then the huge kill, like you just mentioned, from Annabelle Kubinski. And the last thing the Redhawks want to do here is get the Havocs involved in these final moments of set number 1.
DeFalco almost getting a service ace, and she will. Tegan DeFalco puts the Lopes up by 3, and she'll get her first service ace and keep adding on to her all-time leading total here at GCU. That service ace number 59 on her young career here. That one will be a service error though, and we will be back up by 2 as it's 24-22 now. Still set point for GCU. So the Seattle Redhawks timeout works a little bit after the first point of this set. And now Mitchell's gonna go for Murillo, trying to close it out. She does. Jenny Murillo, 6 kills in set number 1, and the Lopes take it 25-22, and that marks the 7th straight set for Seattle that they have not won.
Well, it's definitely not what you want to see if you're Coach James Finley, but for the Lopes, able to fight back with some adversity in this set. We're playing well offensively. The resurgence of Jenny Murillo with those 6 kills on 14 total attacks. And Kyle, the Lopes, once again, we mentioned 1-in-11 lifetime against Seattle. The first step of 3 steps trying to mount a comeback in those standings, looking for their 2nd win, looking to continue dominance here in WAC play as they get set for set number 2. Seattle giving them some advantages with 3 service errors in the first set. We'll see what the Lopes can do offensively, trying to put it all together in set number 2.
Well, we'll see if they can take a 2-set lead as the Lopes win set number 1, 25-22, and we will be right back with set number 2 right here on GCU TV.
As a teacher, your calling was always to make a difference and positively impact the future. You live with a deep sense of purpose and strive to inspire generations of change. GCU's online Masters of Education degree program gives you the skills you need to grow and develop your career, while also making sure you have time for yourself and your family. Today, you can learn anywhere and anytime, giving kids a look into the technological advances that pushed you forward. Being strong and compassionate makes you a role model through this formative period in their lives. You're not just inspiring future generations of leaders and innovators to reach for their dreams. You're giving them the tools they need to achieve them.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Back here inside the GCU arena as we are about less than a minute away now from set number 2 here between the Redhawks and the Lopes. GCU took set number 1, 25-22, and that marks the 7th straight set loss for Seattle, as their first 2 conference games saw them not winning a set, getting swept in straight sets in both of those matches. So Jack, Lopes had a very nice set number 1, and they were paced by Jenny Murillo.
Yeah, once again, the Lopes paced by Jenny Murillo. Like you mentioned, those 6 kills. They didn't play to the best of their ability, though. We mentioned the service errors helping out both sides defensively, both for the Redhawks and the Lopes. Lopes doing a nice job offensively, distributing the ball. Jenny Murillo, the 6 kills. Sarah Hagee with 3 of her own. Kubinski with 2. Claire Mitchell and Kyra Moss, of course, both getting involved. As Seattle did a nice job distributing the ball on offense as well. We mentioned Rachel Stark earlier with her 4 kills. Sophia Sanchez with 3 of her own. So we'll see what we're going to get here in set number 2. Expect more from the Lopes offense as they look to play at a more consistent tone here in set number 2.
So set number 2 about to get underway as It'll be Adams, Chisholm, DeFalco, Murillo, Mitchell, and Moss for the Lopes to start off set number 2 as some last-minute lineup changes for Seattle, as they will get to start us off in set number 2 with the serve. All right, Lopes looking now to take a 2-set advantage over these visiting Redhawks. They took the first set, and Seattle looking to bounce back as they held the lead for a little while in set number 1, as the Lopes immediately going to Kyra Moss, and she's gonna put the Lopes up by 1 and start the Lopes off set number 1 in a positive way. And now DeFalco will go back to serve for GCU. DeFalco puts that one in play, and now a set to the back row, dug out by KJ Adams. And now outside, blocked by Mitchell. She keeps it up, and now looking to send it right back down, but a little bit of a miss swing. And now Murillo gets it, and it'll be blocked at the net by the Redhawks, and they tie it up at 1.
Well, despite the Redhawks coming away with the point there, great job defensively from the Lopes. Very impressed to see Claire Mitchell going for the block, didn't get it, but quickly rebounded it to keep it in the air. The Lopes just unable to come away with the point as the Redhawks found a hole.
Up top, Annabelle Kubinski puts the Lopes back up by 1. It's 2-1. Kubinski gets kill number 3 on the night. This will be Claire Mitchell now for GCU. Right up in the middle, and it's blocked, but DeFalco keeps it up. Outside, Sarah Haggie, it's gonna fall. Sarah Haggie gets another kill. She's got 4 now on the night, and it's 3-1 GCU.
Well, I think it's safe to say that Jenny Murillo is the powerhouse in set number 1. Look for the Lopes again with Sarah Haggie, Annabelle Kubinski, and Kyra Moss, who mentioned the 18 kills last game, to get on fire here in this second set.
Blocked by Jenny Murillo and Annabelle Kubinski, and the Lopes up by 3. Up top and kept alive, but just for a moment as DeFalco couldn't quite dig it out. And now the lead cut in half by Seattle. It's 4-2 Lopes.
Well, the last thing the Redhawks want to do here is fall behind early on in this set. Don't want to play come back here throughout the set. Only down by 2 at the moment, trying to narrow it back down to 1 right here. We've yet to see that surprise attack from Claire Mitchell to this point. We'll see if we see it here in the second set.
Outside for Sarah Haggie now off of the Redhawks block and kept up. That one tip a block by Kubinski at the net. And the Lopes back up by 3.
Well, nice look from Annabelle Kubinski, able to find the hole here on the near side. Rachel Stark looking for one of her teammates to back her up on that play as the ball fell to the court. So the Lopes once again up by 3, looking to go on a bit of a run here. They've won 1 set so far here. We'll see if they can go on a bit of a run.
That one out of bounds, no touch will be called. Lopes go up by 4. And now the Lopes look really dominant here in set number 2 as Coach Finley wants a little word with the down official saying that it got touched. None of the referees at least saw the tip. So this will be Emma Ahern now for GCU. That one will get off the block of Kubinski and no one quite there to cover. And now lead cut in half again, it's 6-3. Sanchez puts that one in. It'll be a service ace as Adams tried to set that one up. She could not, and now just a 2-point Lopes lead. Sanchez read it to Falco, kept up in the middle. Kubinski kept alive, and now a push over from Seattle as they'll set up Haggie this time, but it'll be dug out. And now back up off the block. Ahern is there. Mitchell adjusting, gets the set to Adams, who takes a big swing, but it is dug out again by Seattle, and now it's blocked, and a point for GCU as they're gonna get a double touch called on the setter for the Red Hawks, and Lopes up 7-4. Kubinski now gets set to serve. A little line drive over the net, and now it'll be blocked again, but out of bounds. Great solo block from KJ Adams, just unable to keep that one in play. Kirschenbaum back into the front row for Seattle. This will be Rachel Stark, who leads the Red Hawks in kills at the moment with 5. Her team back down by 2. Mitchell's gonna go outside for Sarah Haggie. And now a free ball will have to be sent over, but a good dig from DeFalco for Moss, who goes with a tip. And it'll be dug out again. That one's at Ahern. Mitchell, back set for Sarah Haggie. She'll go with a little roll shot, but it'll be kept alive this time. Adams to Mitchell. In the middle now, Moss. Kept up again, and now a quick touch to Falco right there. We have a really good rally going on. That one will be outside and out of play. Lopes come away with the point. It's 8-5.
Well, you talk about a seesaw first half, seesaw play right there. Would have been disappointing if the Lopes weren't able to come away with it after 2 great digs from Tegan DeFalco, able to keep that ball in the air.
So Alyssa Chisholm back into the game now. She's looking to get the big service ace. Couldn't quite get it there. Now a little free ball sent over. She'll be able to dig it out. And now Mitchell outside. KJ Adams, big swing, blocked at the net. They're gonna go for Moss this time. Kyra Moss gets another kill, and the Lopes back up by 4. That one put into play by Chisholm. That one will be a little floater over the net. Now Mitchell outside for KJ Adams. KJ Adams gonna get that one to fall. Adams on the board now with her first kill of the night. And Lopes have doubled up the Red Hawks now. It's 10-5.
Well, KJ Adams has, again, been fighting to get on the board all night long. It looked like the Red Hawks were gonna be able to keep that one alive as they let that one go for another service error, as both teams continue to help each other out with those service errors early on in this set. But again, the Lopes up by 4, looking to take an advantage here. We mentioned Jenny Murillo coming alive in the first set. We'll see who's going to be the game changer here going into the middle stages of set number 2.
Now the Red Hawks put that one over the net as Chisholm will have to bump outside. They'll go for Adams. It'll get out of bounds, and now it's 10-7 in favor of GCU, but Seattle on a little bit of a run of their own at the moment. Ahern for Mitchell, now outside KJ Adams, gonna be blocked at the net, and now they're gonna go for Adams one more time. That one gets through. Now Adams gets a block, but it's kept alive by DeFalco. Outside now, Kyra Moss. Huge kill, Kyra Moss. She is feeling it as of late, and it's 11-7 GCU.
Well, as the Havocs are saying right now, the Red Hawks are definitely getting mossed here in the second set. Back-to-back kills from Kyra Moss, and we mentioned if Jenny Murillo gets hot, it would be a long night for the Red Hawks. If Kyra Moss gets hot, it's gonna be a nightmare second set for Seattle.
Murillo's gotta push it over. Mitchell for Moss again. It'll be, will not be blocked as that one off the top of the net.
And Kyra Moss just unable to get enough height on that one, looking for a third kill. Starting to get in the groove here in the second set as the Lopes, again, look to continue to pull away, only up by 3 right now in the middle stages of set number 2. The Red Hawks, once again, trying to limit the service errors as they try to mount a comeback.
That one outside for Jenny Murillo, but it'll be dug out by Seattle. They'll go with a back row set right into the net, and now the Lopes back up by 4. It's 12-8 as Kubinski gets ready to come in for Moss in the middle as DeFalco goes back to serve for the Lopes. That one off the hands of the block and sent over, and now DeFalco digs it out. Sent back and then sent right back as Adams able to get it. Murillo goes with the push. That one outside, out of bounds. And it's 13-8 now, GCU.
Well, another great drive there from that Lopes defense. Tegan DeFalco proving her great defensive play once again with another terrific dig as she's back to serve. Once again, a big difference in this second half for the Lopes has been that defensive play as they've pulled ahead by 5.
That one just set up perfectly by the Redhawks, and now they cut into the GCU lead for a moment. Back down to 4 it now. And it is 13-9 in favor of GCU. Right at Adams, Mitchell. She's gonna get called for a double touch as that one just came off her hand wrong, and now it is a 3-point Lopes lead. Kirschenbaum can't get that one over the net, and another service error, their 5th on the match, and now it is a 14-10 GCU lead as Chisholm checks out for Sarah Haggie, who comes in with Murillo and Kubinski in the front row as Mitchell is back to serve it away now for Grand Canyon. That one up and right at Adams. Mitchell, pushed by Murillo as it's kept alive now by Seattle. DeFalco keeps it up for a moment, and so does Murillo, and now Mitchell will send over a free ball. And it'll be set outside. DeFalco able to dig that one out. And now they'll go for Murillo up top. The Redhawks keep it alive again. And another good rally by both sides here, as Haggies puts that one over. And a good diving dig from KJ Adams. They'll set Kubinski in the middle. No touch there, just gonna miss that line, and it's 14-11 now.
Well, another great rally from both sides. You mentioned the KJ Adams dig there, a phenomenal diving stab at it. Lopes just unable to keep it in play. Once again, keeping the Redhawks in this game, only up by 3. As Mitrovic back to serve, looking to get the Redhawks back in it.
Mitchell with the quick touch, and Jack, you hinted at it earlier. She does that a lot, which is why she has over 50 kills on the season. That's kill number 52, and it is t-shirt time now inside the GCU arena. Lopes up 15-11 here in set number 2. We'll be back with the close of set number 2 when we come back right here on GCU TV.
One more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
Back inside the GCU arena, 15-11, 4-point lead for the Grand Canyon University Lopes as we are finishing up t-shirt time. And Jack, a little disappointing for you as they just wouldn't throw you a t-shirt.
I don't know why I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I'm not a Havoc, I guess. I'm on the clock. I'm at work, and I was just too close, I guess.
Well, you know,
you got to engage with the fans.
They've given me a shirt before on the job.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't help my point there, but Lopes now up by 4. Offense starting to click. You mentioned I hinted at it earlier. The Claire Mitchell swipe kill there, dare I say, vintage Claire Mitchell. We've seen it all season long. Picks up her first kill of the night. She now has 2 on the night, on 4 total attacks. And again, the Lopes up by 4. Looking to go on a bit of a run. Another big timeout there from James Finley. Another good timeout there as his team down by 4. Again, you do not want the Havocs to get involved in this game. It'll end very quickly as Seattle does not want to have their backs up against the wall, already down by 1 set, trying to avoid going down by 2. As again, looking for their 12th lifetime win against the Lopes and looking for their first win this year in WAC play.
Emma Ahern gets us back underway now. So Seattle will start us back off, and they're going to get a kill. So the timeout that time proves to be beneficial to the Redhawks, and now it is a 15-12 Grand Canyon lead. will be Sanchez right at DeFalco now. Mitchell. Haggie has to push it over. Almost hit the floor, but kept alive. That one at DeFalco, and she couldn't quite get her feet set to recover in time, and now it's a 2-point Grand Canyon lead. And, you know, the Redhawks got down by 5 or so in the first set and then clawed their way back to tie it and take a 1-point lead before the Lopes closed out set number 1. And we have a mirror of that now here in set number 2 as Mitchell will go outside KJ Adams, but it'll be blocked and the Lopes will start another attack, this time the opposite side for Sarah Haggie. And Seattle sends one right over back at Haggie. Mitchell in the middle. Annabelle Kubinski's gonna get it to fall. And it's 16-13 now, GCU.
Well, the biggest difference between set number 1 and set number 2, Kyle, Jenny Murillo led the charge with her 5 kills in the first set, but it's been Sarah Haggie, Annabelle Kubinski, Kyra Moss, and even Claire Mitchell just moments ago really stepping up on offense here in the second set, as the Lopes have proven to be more successful here in the middle stages.
So Seattle gets the lead down to 2 now as Rachel Stark will go back to serve it away. 16-14 Lopes lead.
I think it's safe to say James Finley's looking like a bit of a genius right now after that timeout. A 3-1 run right now for the Seahawks, looking to get back in it.
That one will go off of the hands of Claire Mitchell and out of bounds, and a 1-point Lopes lead as the Redhawks cut into it once again. And they will get ready to serve with Rachel Stark. A service error on the Redhawks that time, and now Lopes back up by 2 as Seattle with 6 service errors now on the match. Alyssa Chisholm for the Lopes now sends it over. That one will be hit right into the antenna. Lopes back up by 3. Adams able to cause a little bit of havoc at the net. Get the lead back up to 3, and it's 18-15. That one just misses that line on the near side, and Seattle back down 2 now. Seattle looking to win their first set in their last 7 sets. So they have not won a set in conference play. Chisholm to Mitchell. Up top, Kyra Moss. Right to the floor again. Moss kill number 5. And it's 19-16 GCU as Murillo back in now for GCU.
Well, this Redhawks defense has not been able to contain Kyra Moss here in the second set. That's her 4th kill of the set. Just a fireball in there, just unable to be contained there by Sophia Sanchez.
Kyra Moss, big solo block, and it's 20-16. Seattle starts an attack now, blocked again, but out of bounds. Lead down to 3, it's 20-17 GCU.
In for the Redhawks, number 12, Sophia Sanchez. Kylie Durham-Howell to serve.
Right at KJ Adams now, as it'll be Claire Mitchell for Kyra Moss again. Kyra Moss now has tied Jenny Murillo for the team and the match lead in kills. She has 6. Kubinski will come in now for her as DeFalco will get ready to serve it away.
Yeah, have I mentioned that the Redhawks have had a tough time combating Kyra Moss in this second half? 5 kills now, 3 straight. And another point there to add to their lead. Now a 5-point lead now, looking to pull away here in the set as James Finley once again, maybe another timeout can save his praises here, down by 5 in the second set.
So a net violation on the Redhawks gets the Lopes a 22-17 lead as we close in on the finishing stages of set number 2. Lopes up 1-0 over the visiting Seattle Redhawks. We will see if they can get it to a 2-set advantage when we come back right here on GCU TV.
Our armed forces' heroism, courage, and bravery give greater meaning to what it is to be an American. Grand Canyon University honors you and pays tribute to you and your family. As a community, GCU celebrates your service, your sacrifice, and your commitment. God bless all the brave men and women who put our country first. We want to do the same for you. GCU puts you first with its flexible and convenient online degree programs. We salute you and thank you for your service.
Back inside the GCU arena now, 22-17. Grand Canyon University lead over the visiting Seattle University Redhawks. And Jack, we've seen Kyra Moss come out in a big way here in set number 2.
Well, that's a bit of an understatement, Kyle. Now with 6 kills, 5 kills in this set, back-to-back-to-back kills in this most recent run for the Lopes. They have their largest lead of the set, up by 5, looking to put the nail in the coffin right here, right now, looking to go up by 2.
DeFalco gets us restarted now as that one will be dug out, and Murillo looking to go into that scores table on the near side. She'll hold up just for a moment. The Lopes lead down to 4. So another timeout from Seattle proves to be a good one as they come out of that timeout as well as they did their first one with the point. And Adams will get it to Mitchell, who will go for Kubinski, and it'll be kept alive. That one's gonna get through Adams and DeFalco, and Lopes lead down to 3 now.
I'd really like to know what James Finley is telling his players during these timeouts. It seems like every timeout he takes, his team responds by going on a 2-0 or 3-0 run, getting themselves right back in this contest.
Mitchell for Kubinski, dug out by the Redhawks, and now back row play out of bounds. But a net violation on Annabelle Kubinski will give the point to the Redhawks as the Lopes lead was 5. It's down to 2. Redhawks in the midst of a 3-0 run, and Coach Nolan's gonna call a timeout here, Jack. And we won't go anywhere as we will have a 2-point Lopes lead. And now we just talked about it. You mentioned it, Jack. Every time the Redhawks have taken a timeout so far, they've had that 2-0, 3-0, 4-0 scoring run, and they're on a 3-0 run right now.
Well, you saw it earlier on in the set when James Finley called that first timeout. I mentioned in set number 1 towards the end, called a brilliant timeout when they were down by 2 late, were able to tie it up. And of course, with the 2 timeouts that he's taken here in set number 2, his team has responded. A 3-0 scoring run earlier on in the set, a 3-0 scoring run right now as the Lopes had their largest lead of the night, 22-17. Kyra Moss going on a tear before she took a seat. And now only a 2-point lead now for the Lopes as, once again, the Redhawks trying to face off. Going into set number 3, they don't want to be down by 2. A 1-1 tie going in to set number 3 would be the best case scenario for the Redhawks. They don't want to have their backs up against the wall. So we'll see if this timeout proves to be beneficial for Coach Tim Nolan as his ladies look to put the nail in the coffin like I mentioned earlier.
Lopes still have a 2-point advantage, so still a little bit of wiggle room for both sides as the Redhawks will get us back underway, and it'll be Mitchell outside. Jenny Murillo hits the floor immediately, and the Lopes up by 3.
Well, the Redhawks defense wanted no part of Jenny Murillo. They were able to find a hole on the backside as Jenny Murillo once again reclaims the kills lead on the night. That's her 7th kill of the night. Lopes now up by 3, looking to end it right here, right now.
Claire Mitchell puts that one over, and the Lopes will have to defend to start off right now. And now the Redhawks will get a point back, and now it's a 23-21.
Well, that was Sophia Sanchez. They're able to find the hole. Claire Mitchell playing back on it just a bit, unable to find room there as, once again, we'll see what James Finley's strategy here is offensively with his squad down by 2, looking to make a comeback.
Mitchell outside, Sarah Haggy, it's gonna hit the floor. Lopes 1 point away from a 2-set to none advantage as Ahern's gonna come in to close us out with the serve right here.
Well, it looked like Rachel Stark got a hand on it for the Redhawks there as it fell just behind her. The defense, again, wasn't really able to adjust. We'll see if Emily Ahern can end things right now for the Lopes.
That one going to be dug out by Mitchell, but it'll be out of bounds, and the Lopes back up by 2. Seattle now will look to claw their way back as they are still facing set point. Outside, Sarah Haggie looking to end it. She will, as that one gets 2 rows back into section 108 of the Havocs, and the Lopes go up 2-0.
Well, you mentioned the hot start in the second set from Kyra Moss, but Sarah Haggie finishing things off for the Lopes in this set. As once again, we mentioned the James Finley timeout. Seattle able to pull off a 4-0 run to get back into things in set number 2, trying to make it a 1-1 tie, but the Lopes able to bear down and able to finish things off, as again, Sarah Haggie with 3 kills there late to give the Lopes a 2-0 lead. 1 set victory away from picking up their second lifetime win over the Redhawks, and another win here for the Lopes in WAC conference play, looking for their 13th win overall, trying to hand the Redhawks their 3rd loss in WAC conference play this season. They haven't won yet. We'll see if the Lopes can finish things off in set 3.
We'll see what set number 3 has in store, if they're gonna send the Havocs home in straight sets, or if the Redhawks will force set number 4. We'll be right back, right here on GCU TV.
I'm Jeff. I'm earning my Bachelor of Arts in Christian Studies online from GCU. My biggest challenge coming back into school after taking a 15-year break was insecurity. Insecurity that I didn't know how to write a paper, I didn't know how to study anymore. The way that the program is structured, I can kind of grow into the classes, and that really gave me the confidence to be successful. I'm a working professional. I've got a job that demands 40 to 60 hours a week from me. Because of the online structure, I can still get things done. I can still have a life. It allows me to knock out courses when I can. I think my time at GCU is gonna help me be a better father, be a better person, be a better disciple. I spent years thinking that I could never do this. So now, the fact that I'm about to graduate, I feel like I achieved something that I never thought I was gonna be able to.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
We are back inside the GCU arena. The Lopes just took set number 2, 25-22, and they took set number 1 as well, 25-22, so identical sets for the Lopes, up 2-0. And Jack, a great start for Jenny Murillo and for Kyra Moss.
Well, the entire offensively, collectively as a unit, has been on fire in the first 2 sets. We mentioned in set number 1, the offense got off to a bit of a slow start, allowing a few service aces to the Redhawks, letting them get back into those contests. And of course, we mentioned the timeouts have been vital for the Redhawks in both sets so far, as they've creeped closer, but the Lopes able to end things, bear down, able to put the nail in the coffin in each of the first 2 sets. You mentioned Jenny Murillo with her 7 kills. Kyra Moss coming on strong in set number 2, with Sarah Haggie finishing things off with 3 kills of her own. It'll be interesting to see who gets involved here in the 3rd set, as the Lopes do have breathing room to play with, up by 2, not too much pressure on. We'll see if they can get Tegan DeFalco, Annabelle Kubinski, Emma Ahern, KJ Adams, maybe even Claire Mitchell we saw with that vintage swipe kill earlier. We'll see if they can get everybody involved as a unit, looking for the sweep after their recent road trip.
Well, there's a lot going on athletics-wise here as the fall seasons are in full swing, and now we'll take a look at the upcoming schedule, brought to you by BSN Sports.
Well, this homestand for the Lopes women's volleyball team is far from over, as volleyball continues Saturday afternoon. See the Lopes take on Utah Valerie at 3 p.m. Then men's and women's soccer return home next week. Should be fun. The women will face Kansas City on Thursday, October 10th, followed by the men's game against San Jose State on Friday, October 11th. And you can catch all the action right here on GCU TV.
The women's soccer team will return home, like you just said, against UMKC. They're on the road this weekend. They'll play New Mexico State tomorrow, and the men on the road at Cal Baptist tomorrow. So a couple of road contests for both soccer teams, as back here for the first ever tailgate for the GCU women's volleyball team on Saturday afternoon against the visiting Wolverines of Utah Valley. So that one will be jam-packed like this one is here tonight. And now, go ahead and recap for you the stats as we take a look at the Canyon State Stats Update, brought to you by Canyon State Credit Union.
You mentioned that the Lopes have given the Redhawks some life in those first 2 sets, and it shows in the kills column. The Redhawks edging out the Lopes by 1 with 23 kills to GCU's 22. You mentioned the service errors early on in that first set, 12-8. The Lopes leading in that category. Total attacks, the Lopes once again trailing Seattle U. Seattle U just not giving themselves any favors with their service errors, as well as all the balls that have been hit out of bounds, as the Lopes have set themselves up for multiple runs. We mentioned Jenny Murillo and Kyra Moss and Sarah Haggy in the first 2 sets. We'll see who gets involved here in set number 3 as the Lopes once again look for the 3-set sweep against James Finley's squad, who is trying to avoid going 0-3 in WAC play to start the season.
And the Lopes, of course, trying to go to 3-0 in WAC conference play as we get ready with Emma Ahern to serve it away for GCU to start off possibly the final set of this contest here between the Redhawks and the Lopes. In the last 2 games for Seattle, you could see it on the stats that we just showed you. They're hitting 167 right now, and they have not hit above 138 until tonight in their last 2 contests, as they've been really held scoreless as Kubinski gets on the board with a kill, and the Lopes start off set number 3 the way they started off set number 2 with a kill, and it's 1-0. Ahern puts that one over, and it almost hits the floor for a service ace, but it'll be sent back over, and now Sarah Haggy's gonna get a hold of one, but it'll be kept up, and it'll be back for Sarah Haggy. This time she gets it to fall. Sarah Haggy puts the Lopes up by a pair, and she gets kill number 7. She's now tied with Jenny Murillo for the team lead, and the Lopes up by 2.
Well, second time's a charm, Kyle. Sarah Haggy going for that kill on the first go-around. Rachel Stark able to get a hand on it, not that second time, as we'll see Sarah Haggy just picking up right where she left off at the end of set number 2.
That one outside. That one's going to hit the back line, and now it's 2-1. Lopes lead. So this will be Kirschenbaum now for Seattle, right at DeFalco. Mitchell outside. KJ Adams. We are knotted up at 2 as that one gets out of play. That one into the middle for Kubinski, but it's blocked at the net. That one outside KJ Adams. She'll float one over, and now it'll be kept up into the back row. And Ahern able to get a pass away. And another error on Claire Mitchell on a double touch again. And now Seattle on a 3-0 run. They're up 3-2. Mitchell outside KJ Adams. That's going to be a violation on Seattle, and now GCU gets that one back, and we're knotted up at 3 as Kubinski goes back to serve, and Kyra Moss checks into the front for the Lopes. Kubinski line drive over the net. Now it'll be bumped all the way to the opposite side, and it's blocked by KJ Adams and Kyra Moss. Lopes up 4-3 now.
Oh, Mitrovic almost did a backflip there trying to save that one. Had a lot of air time, but the Lopes coming away with the point. And the one thing that the Lopes did so well in set number 2 was being able to separate themselves from the Redhawks right out of the get-go, trying to do the same right here, trying to go on a decent run after going up 2-0. They allowed the Redhawks to get back in it with that 3-0 scoring run, but trying to once again separate themselves with a big run here.
Sarah Haggy gets another kill. She's got 8. She'll take over the team lead now, and it's 5-3 GCU.
Well, that escalated quickly, Kyle. Sarah Haggy just on a tear right now, finishing things off with 3 kills in set number 2. Already has 3 here in set number 3. And she seems far from finished so far in this one.
And that one is gonna fall for Sophia Sanchez, and now it's 5-4. Redhawks back down by 1. This is McCabe now, right at Adams. DeFalco able to bump it out for Adams this time. She'll send one through the block attempt of the Redhawks, and now that'll be floated over. As DeFalco goes for Adams again, and that one's gonna fall. KJ Adams gets kill number 3, and the Lopes back up by a pair.
Well, you've seen the consistency so far tonight from KJ Adams. 16 total attacks, only those 3 kills to show for it, but she's been on her A game tonight offensively, as she proves right there as the Lopes once again retake a 2-point lead, as again, they once again look to separate themselves from the Redhawks early on here in set number 3, trying to go home a little bit early in front of the Havocs.
Mitchell gets her hands on that one, but unable to block it, and now the lead back down to 1, 6-5.
It's the one thing that Seattle's done tremendously all night long, despite their lack of success when it comes to set victories. They've given themselves a chance to win by keeping themselves in these sets.
That one kept alive on fantastic effort from Mitchell and DeFalco. And now DeFalco gets that one, but unable to keep it up. And we are knotted up at 6 apiece.
Well, another great dig, like you just mentioned, from Tegan DeFalco. They're able to keep it in the air. Just a little too much for her to handle on that last kill from Sophia Sanchez. Her 10th of the night, leads Seattle with those 10 kills on 24 total attacks, as a little miscommunication there from the Lopes, able to keep it in the air.
KJ Adams gets blocked at the net, and now they'll go back for her. She'll push it over. Now Seattle has to reset. It's out of bounds. Lopes get the lead back, and it's 7-6. Murillo back into the front line now for Emma Ahern. She'll join Moss and Mitchell, as it's Chisholm, Adams, and DeFalco in the back. That one's gonna get through the block and out of bounds, as it was dug out by GCU, and it was a hard kill attempt from Seattle, as you could see there that KJ Adams was able to dig it out, but it was just a little bit too far out of play on the Seattle half, and we're knotted back up at 7. Outside now, Jenny Murillo again. That one will get off the block of Mitchell and Moss, and now Seattle gets a 1-point lead back. It's 8-7.
Well, I mentioned earlier the Redhawks doing a great job staying in contention against the Lopes despite their lack of success. Another thing they've done well is been able to combat
Kyra Moss. So we are knotted back up at 8 apiece off that kill from Kyra Moss.
Well, as I was saying, just before that kill from Kyra Moss, Kyle, well, the Redhawks have done a great job combating the offense from Jenny Murillo after the first set. Only 2 kills since, looking for a third there. Quickly blocked. Rarely heard the name Kyra Moss before that last kill so far here in set number 3, so we'll see what the Redhawks are able to do.
How about a kill from Jenny Murillo, her 8th on the night. And Lopes back up by 1.
Yeah, once again, I speak too soon, Kyle. They were able to combat Jenny Murillo to this point in set number 3 until that kill right there. Found an opening on the left side as
service ace, Tegan DeFalco, and it's 10-8 GCU.
Of course, somewhere out there, former WWE champ Daniel Bryan has proud another yes chant here in the GCU arena. We'll see if we can get a few more before the night's end, as the Lopes once again trying to complete the sweep. That will not help there.
That one once again off of Mitchell's block attempt, and the Lopes back up 10-9 now as Seattle gets the lead back down to 1. Outside, Jenny Murillo gets it dug out by the Redhawks, and now it'll be back outside, and Mitchell for Murillo again, who just hits that one straight into the net, and we're tied up at 10.
And Jenny Murillo looking to fire that one over the net, just didn't get enough height on it. And another big break for the Red Hawks, trying to take their second lead of the set, trying to force a set number 4 with their backs against the wall.
That time Murillo gets it over. It's running right at our table. We're the Red Hawks, but that one out of bounds, and the Lopes back up 11 to 10.
Yeah, talk about right in your living room, right in front of us here at the broadcast table, but Sofia Sanchez just unable to keep that one in play. Another big break for the Lopes as once again these two sides continue to help each other out offensively, just not being able to keep this ball in play. And once again, the last thing the Red Hawks want to do is get the Havocs involved in this one, trying to avoid their first sweep against GCU this season.
That one blocked at the net by the Lopes, but it'll be kept alive. Right to Kubinski, dug out, and now Seattle again gonna start one. Finds the near side line, and we're knotted up at 11 apiece.
Now Lauren McCabe for the Red Hawks, able to find a hole right in the center of the court there, just in front of Tegan DeFalco to knot things up at 11 again. Red Hawks continuing to prove that they are able to stay in this game, despite not having any wins to show for it thus far.
Adams right at Mitchell for Kubinski in the middle. Now it'll be back outside, out of bounds. Lopes back up by 1. Emma Ahern getting ready to check in and serve for GCU as she'll come in for Jenny Murillo. Ahern puts that one over the net. And now outside, but blocked by GCU and kept up. That one will be punched over top of the block, and now outside for KJ Adams. That one's gonna hit the floor. KJ Adams kill number 4 on the night. Now it's a 13-11 Grand Canyon lead.
Well, Lauren McCabe tried to keep that one in the air as it ricocheted off her knee, but again, not enough airtime there for Seattle to make a play on it. Lopes now up by 2, once again trying to separate themselves, trying to go on a bit of a run here. That'll help.
That one's stuffed by KJ Adams, and Lopes back up by 3. Emma Ahern serve now. Put in play, and Seattle will start an attack. It'll be blocked, but it will get out of bounds, and the Lopes lead down to 2 now, 14-12. That one's gonna be killed. Annabelle Kubinski with a sneaky touch over the net, and it is 15-12.
Yeah, don't mind if I do, Kyle. Kind of an excuse me kill there from Annabelle Kubinski. Didn't really time it perfectly, but got just enough of it as it tipped off her fingers. Found a hole, caught Seattle off guard for the kill as they have their largest lead of the night. Again, 3-point lead here in set number 3. Havocs on their feet, getting ready, like I said at the start of the broadcast, for Midnight Madness tomorrow night, Jurassic University. But until then, looking to secure a sweep for the Lopes over Seattle.
And the Lopes up by 3, 15-12. We'll see if they can close it out here in set number 3 when we come back right here on GCU TV.
Hit 'em up, move 'em out. It's a Ranger Roundup sale at Sanderson Ford with a herd of 44 Rangers now in the stalls, starting at $28.9. Want a little more beef? How about a stampede of Ford Raptors, $35 now available. Or giddy up in a Ford Mustang for only $22.9. They have a corral full of ponies. Head on into Arizona's largest Ford dealership and head out in a new Ford. This is Sanderson Ford Country.
Back here inside the GCU Arena where the Lopes have a 3-point 15-12 lead over the Red Hawks of Seattle University. And they have a 2-set advantage over the Red Hawks as well. So the Lopes looking to close it out here in straight sets in set number 3 here as we are right in the middle stages of it, closing in on the final 10 points for the Lopes. In order for them to get out of here with a 3-0 sweep, as Kubinski gets set to serve it away and get us restarted here inside the GCU arena. And that's gonna be a service ace for Annabelle Kubinski. And it's 16-12 now, GCU.
Well, I think this is the first time all night, Kyle, that Coach James Finley timeout hasn't paid off for Seattle right off the bat, as they've gone on 3-0 runs 3 different times tonight after a timeout from Coach Finley, as they're just unable to get a ball on that one.
That one back-to-back service aces for Kubinski. So Coach Finley's gonna take a timeout after back-to-back service aces from Annabelle Kubinski and the Lopes, and they have a 17-12 5-point advantage here in set number 3. We'll be right back with the remainder of set number 3 when we come back right here on GCU TV.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
Hit 'em up, move 'em out. It's a Ranger Roundup sale at Sanderson Ford. 44 Rangers now in the stalls, starting at $28.9. Head on in to Arizona's largest Ford dealership and head out in a new Ford. This is Sanderson Ford Country.
Back inside the GCU arena now. Back-to-back service aces for the Lopes and Annabelle Kubinski, who now has 3 service aces on the night. They are on a 3-0 scoring run. It's 17-12, Lopes up by 5. Looking to close us out here in set number 3 as Coach Finley just called a timeout to try and talk things over. We'll see if that one pays off as Kubinski will get ready to get us back underway. That one right into the middle. Ahern can't get there off of the hands of Kubinski. She'll check out now as DeFalco comes back in, and it's 17-13.
Yeah, second time's the charm for Coach Finley there. Didn't get the results he thought he was going to get after 2 straight service aces from Annabelle Kubinski. That gave the Lopes a 5-point lead, but a service ace there for the Redhawks is
Sarah Haggie with the little touch over top of the net, and the Lopes back up by 5. Alyssa Chisholm gets ready to serve now. That one can't be kept alive by DeFalco. And now it's 18-14 GCU. Sophia Sanchez just picked up kill number 12. She's gonna be the server. She's got 1 ace already on the night. Looking to pick up another one right here, and she will. So Sophia Sanchez service ace number 2, and the Lopes lead down to 3.
We saw Kayla Redfield trying to get a hand on that one, just couldn't combat it, couldn't keep it in the air for a successful pass to one of her teammates, as this second timeout from Coach Finley has proven to be a success so far. See what the Lopes do to combat it. There it is.
So Kayla Redfield picks up assist number 1, and she gets it with KJ Adams. As KJ Adams will be the server now. That one no touch, and the Lopes up by 5 now. It's 20-15.
Well, those are the types of mistakes you can't make in the latter stages of this game if you're the Redhawks. Lauren McCabe just unable to keep that one in play.
Almost another service ace for the Lopes. That would have been number 7 on the night as Redfield for Murillo. Jenny Murillo gets that one to fall, and now it's 21-15 GCU.
Well, dare I say, signed, sealed, and delivered. Jenny Murillo holding absolutely nothing back on that kill. Nothing the Redhawks defense can do about that one as the Lopes are creeping closer to another sweep here in Phoenix.
Adams serves that into the net, so the 7th service error by the Lopes, but they are up by 5, 21-16, as Rachel Stark now ready to serve it away. Into the middle for Kyra Moss. Now Jenny Murillo couldn't quite connect with that one, and now the Redhawks will get something going. That one will get out of play. Now 21-17 is the score. GCU up by 4.
Lopes almost catching a break there, a little miscommunication, almost able to keep that ball in play, but the Redhawks dodging a major bullet there as they continue to climb back in this game.
Kayla Redfield will be called for the violation. As Seattle now in the midst of a 3-0 scoring run, and it's 21-18 now. They're down by 3. Looking to stay in this one for as long as they can. DeFalco gets a pass off for Redfield. She'll go for Kyra Moss, and Kyra Moss picks up kill number 8, and the Lopes back up by 4.
Well, that's a name we haven't really gotten to touch on here in set number 3 all that often, but Kyra Moss making her presence felt yet again. It's been sort of a 3-headed monster for the Lopes tonight with Haggie, Murillo, and Moss, as once again looking to put the nail in the coffin right now with Murillo.
They'll go one more time for Kubinski. It'll be kept up, and now the Redhawks starting to attack. It's out of bounds. 23-8, or they're gonna say it got touched at the net, so 22-19 is the score. You can hear the disapproval from the Havocs faithful here behind us. That one will be floated up to Adams. Redfield outside, Jenny Murillo. That one's gonna fall. 23-19 is the score. And the Lopes 2 points away now.
Well, Jenny Murillo once again seemed a little bit out of position on that one, having to veer back in order to get that kill and convert, but once again, able to get it past. It looked like Jones and Carr there.
That one off the block and kept up. They're gonna go for Murillo one more time. Jenny Murillo gets the Lopes to match point, and it's 24-19. She just picked up kill number 12. And a timeout taken by Seattle down to their final point. It's 24-19 GCU. They are up by 5 with 1 point to go before another sweep here in Phoenix. We'll see if they can get that sweep when we come back right here on GCU TV.
GCU helps you stay focused on staying purpose-driven. They give you the tools to find what your purpose truly is. Once I got out here, I kind of had an identity crisis. Walking around campus, I saw a flyer for something called Java Jams. When I first walked onto that stage, my heart was pounding, but I was able to find myself as an artist. My name is Joseph, and I earned my Bachelor's of Arts degree at GCU.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
Back inside the GCU Arena for what could be the final point of this matchup between the Seattle Redhawks and the Grand Canyon University Lopes. Lopes looking to pick up win number 2 lifetime against the Seattle Redhawks, and it would be their first win inside the GCU Arena and here in Phoenix if they're able to keep this 5-point lead and end it right here, as it will be Kayla Redfield who will look to end it as the Havocs behind us have their keys out, shaking them as Kayla Redfield gets us going. That one will be pushed right at Adams. Redfield outside, Sarah Haggie. That's how it ends. Sarah Haggie gets the Lopes to victory, and that is the 3rd straight loss for Seattle, their 3rd time in a row getting swept. They will go to 9-8 on the year and 0-2 in Western Athletic Conference play, as the Lopes will push their win streak to 5 games, advance to 6-1 here at home, 5-0 inside the GCU arena, and 13-2 on the season, and a perfect 3-0 in Western Athletic Conference play.
Well, Kyle, it was Murillo, Hagee, and Moss, the three-headed monster for Coach Tim Nolan tonight. A combined 30 kills on 55 total attacks, and you gotta say Seattle University did play well this evening in all 3 sets, gave themselves a chance to win. Coach James Finley calling timely timeouts in this one. But the Lopes offensive play, as we take a look at our GCU Golf Course player of the game, it is Jenny Murillo with those 12 kills leading the charge, but you can give credit to Jenny Murillo with those 12 kills. Sarah Hagee coming on strong with 9 kills in 9 attempts. Late in the second set, going into the third set, Kyra Moss, we mentioned the 18 kills against Kansas City coming into this one. 8 kills on 15 total attacks in this one as the Lopes pull off yet another sweep here at home. They're 13-2 overall, and they finally slayed that dragon coming into this one. 1-11 lifetime against their WAC rivals, pick up their second win lifetime against the Red Hawks. As once again, the Havocs on their feet as they're gonna go home happy and early in this one with a 3-0 sweep.
Well, we thank you for tuning in, and the Lopes will be back Saturday afternoon to take on Utah Valley in their Energy Spike Night. You can catch the game live at 3 p.m. right here on GCU TV, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. For everybody here at GCU TV, for Jack O'Hara, I'm Kyle Borg saying have a great night, and as always, go Lopes.